What is up, boys and girls? So we are finally back in the garage. I took about a week and a half off or so, something like that, trying to get a few things caught up, mainly in regards to that thing right there, and among other things. But anyways, let's see, where do I start? Okay, so the blue car, we have the rear suspension is pretty much complete. The only thing that is outstanding there, I think I even mentioned it in the last video, was the differential bushings, the ones that go up on the third member, both the front and the rear. I didn't do those because the gas tank has to come out of the car for that to happen. And the gas tank has to come out of the car anyways for the fuel system. So the fuel system he bought for this thing is really slick. So I want to show you some of that. Also, if you saw the post that I put out today, Monday, a couple of you guys noticed that I got some different heads on Bob and a different intake on Bob as well. The kicker is, this is actually going to be the second set of heads. So I bought a set of heads, decided I didn't want to use them. I wanted to go to a canted valve style head. So I got those here, put them on the car just kind of for fitment purposes and check everything out. And I'm not going to use those. I'm going to actually switch to a third set of heads, which I will use. So the first set of heads was CFE Pro King 10 degree inline valve heads. So I figured if I'm gonna spend that kind of money, I'm really gonna go ahead and I'm really gonna step it up. So I got a set of Motorsport SC1 heads, and for those of you that commented on the picture, that is what's in the picture. What I'm changing to again is another SC1 style head, but it's going to be the Edelbrock version, and they are going to stay on the car. I'm going to pick those up tomorrow. Anyways, let's get on to the blue car here, because we got a lot to talk about here. Okay, so for the blue car, I'm pretty sure I covered it about 24 different times. It is going to be a twin turbo kit, the Helion Street Sleeper kit, where the turbos go up under the car. So part of the job was to change the K member out and put like a BMR style K member in it. That's kind of a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of work, especially if you're doing this on the ground like I am. But I got that stuff sitting on the floor. I just want to show you the difference between the two pieces. And oh man, it is a night and day difference. The ad for the BMR K member says it's 54 pounds difference in weight. I bet it's probably more than that. But anyways, here it is. All right, so that whole thing right there is the BMR K member, and this whole thing is the stock K member. And of course it still has the rack in it. And then there is the cute little boosty boys right there. And then that doodad is the driver side header and cat off of the same car. So when you do one of these kits, you have to switch the driver side manifold over to the earlier style, 2018 and below, I think, uses a regular style manifold, which these turbos, the turbo kit and everything is designed to work with. And in this particular case, it does come with it. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing. Fuel system, that's what I was gonna show you. Check this out. Okay, here's all the fuel system stuff laid out. So this thing uses two different regulators here and here. It uses three of the big, I'm pretty sure they're 440 liter per hour pumps, something like that. Man, and it comes with everything, like all the fittings, all the line, the fuel pump controller, and all that jazz. And I'm here to tell you the quality of this kit, the fuel system specifically, is incredible. It's really, really nice stuff. No, it is not cheap. It's not anywhere near cheap. It's not budget. It's not budget friendly. In fact, it will hurt your wallet. So keep that in mind if you're doing one of these upgrades, because this stuff is not cheap at all. But if you want to make big power and you want the engine to live and all those kinds of things, fuel system is the way to go. So I don't even know why I got the fuel system stuff out. I just wanted, actually I do. I got the fuel system out because I wanted to take a look at it to see what's going to be involved when we pull the gas tank out of this thing. And I didn't realize that it had to have lines and everything added to it. So that's going to be part of the project as well. This is a huge, big project, like way more than Bob back there. See, Bob's sad. Anyways, so that's it. That's the parts, the fuel system, the turbo stuff that we haven't even seen yet, and then the K member, of course. It's time to get started putting that in the car. I'm really kind of putting that off. So I think I'm going to start doing that now. Probably not going to film a whole lot of it because it's kind of like wrestling on the ground with that thing, but I'll get started on it. We'll check out some of it and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so it's been a few days ago since that last clip of the video was made. I got the K member in the car complete, everything bolted up like it's supposed to be and all that jazz, but a couple of points of interest in case you are watching this video to find information on your BMR K member. Two things are that it deletes or loses the sway bar mounts, so you have to take the sway bar off your car. Number two is there is no provision in the new K member to mount the ride height sensors on the K member. So we're gonna have to make a bracket for that, because if you don't mount those sensors, or if you unplug them or leave them disabled in some form or fashion, can't even talk, the shocks and struts will constantly hunt for their adjustment, whatever that may be. And if that's not the case, they just simply won't work. At least that's what I have been told. So oddly enough, I couldn't find any information on anybody else that's ran into this problem. And when I called BMR, they had said that none of their K members to this point had that provision for the ride height sensor. So we have to do something to make that work. And I don't want to disable them because it's a nice car. It's not a junky fox body like Bob, you know. I mean, it needs to have everything work correctly, and we're going to go through the effort to try to make that happen. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the K member, the stock one, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the right side of the K member, and this bolt right here is where the ride height sensor mounts. And when you look over here at the car, you can see that there's nothing in this area for that thing to mount. So we got to make a bracket that attaches somewhere around here and holds the sensor, because the end of it attaches right there. So that is the next order of business. Well, let's get a look under the car and see what it looks like. As you can see, we gained a lot of room, a lot of clearance, and just space in general. But like I said, sadly enough, the K member does not have sway bar mounts. So for those of you who want to maintain your full street car amenities, those are two big things that may be a turnoff for some of you. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of a drag. I'm a little bit disappointed in it, I'm not gonna lie. My buddy, the customer, the owner, blah, 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 he doesn't really care about it one way or the other. But it's not my favorite thing, I'll tell you that. A car like this really deserves to have all those things hooked up. So anyways, let us move on. You know, in hindsight, I think that's probably a pretty good place to end the video. The suspension now on the car is completely done. Time to get started on the turbo kit. And I think that will be a good place to start a new video, getting the Helion Street Sleeper twin turbo kit installed. Especially now that we got a lot of space in there with the K member in it. It's going to make it a considerably easier, better, you know, all that neat stuff. Anyways, thanks everybody for stopping by. Like as usual, I sure do appreciate it. And if this stuff interests you, then give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and be sure to watch for the next video where we start on the turbo kit. Thanks, guys.